The coronavirus crisis reminded us how important it is to be aware of all the home care options that are available for your loved ones. My mission is to help each client get the resources that he or she needs to secure the appropriate level of care, including home care wherever possible. For home care paid by Medicaid, you need to understand the asset and income eligibility rules. This video will cover the asset and income eligibility rules for home care programs in Hampden County. You'll see why planning for home care requires estate planning and real estate planning that fits together with probate and elder law. My work here in the law office includes making sure that you're aware of all of the resources that protect your quality of life, including, wherever possible, home care resources. Medicaid paid home care is known as a waiver program because the government waives the requirement that Medicaid only be used to pay for care for people who are inside nursing homes. If you want to continue living at home and have Medicaid help pay for your care, MassHealth requires that you fit within most of the asset guidelines that cover Medicaid-paid nursing home care. You can always find the current nursing home asset regulation guidelines and figures in a PDF document linked to the Medicaid page of my website. For the person who needs home care, the maximum asset allowance is always $2,000, just like with Medicaid-paid nursing home care. But for home care, MassHealth has slightly different rules for home ownership. The home is not countable for home care applicants, but the home could become countable if the patient is single and needs nursing home care in the future. Estate planning and real estate planning now can prevent future problems. If the person who's applying for home care is married, their spouse is allowed to keep the house plus an asset allowance amount, the same amount that would apply if the applicant needed nursing home care. The spouse's asset allowance amount is increased for inflation every year on January 1st. Assets over that allowance amount are considered excess assets. But there is an asterisk. The asterisk reminds you of ways to take excess assets and make them non-countable. Now that we've looked at assets, let's consider income. For home care, we don't need to consider the spouse's income. There's a link to a memo from MassHealth on the at-home care page of my website that says that the spouse's income is not countable for home and community-based waiver services. The figure that does matter for home care is the income of the patient who needs the home care services. The current income limit for the home care patient, whether they are single or married, is on the fact sheet for MassHealth home care programs in Hampden County on the at-home care page of my website. The income limit for the person who needs home care is based on poverty cost of living guidelines and is increased for inflation every January. For home care patients who have higher monthly income, it is possible to set up a care program that meets a deductible to obtain Medicaid eligibility. If you're putting together a home care plan that involves hiring paid caregivers, it's important to comply with wage and hour laws, taxes, and insurance requirements. Compliance with those requirements is a foundation for sustainable home care. You can read more in Part 1 of my news article on sustainable home care. In Part 2, I explain the reasons to recognize the priceless value of home care that's provided by workers who make it possible for people to remain at home. To learn more about MassHealth regulations and home care, you can watch additional videos and visit my website. And to learn how estate planning, real estate, probate, and elder law can fit together in your circumstances, call to schedule an educational meeting.